right, shalom. Shalom. Yahweh Shem Shar Barakatham. Yahweh Shemar Atah Hashem Yahweh Shah. This is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, started out of 1 West, 125th Street, out of Harlem, New York, underneath Commander General Yohanan. We're not affiliated or associated with any other Israelite group. Today's Monday scripture breakdown class here in South Carolina. And man, we're going to go into a heavy topic tonight, man. You know, Monday is, today's day is Monday. You know, it's Martin Luther King's Day. You know what I'm saying? Martin Luther King's Day. You know, Martin Luther King was looked at as a revolutionary to the black community. You know, he was looked at as, he was looked at as if he was a pioneer for the black community. You know what I'm saying? That's what Martin Luther King was looked at as. He was looked at as a pioneer for the black community. He was looked at as a man who loved the black community. But in all actuality, Martin Luther King did not give a damn about the black community.
Right.
He did not care about the black community. He did not love the black community. He did not cherish black people. If Martin Luther King loved black people, why in the hell was he leading us out to get ourselves beat by the same people who hate us, man?
Right.
You know, why would he tell us to go out here, you know what I'm saying? You know, why would he tell us to go out there and join the same people who hate us, man? Martin Luther King told blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, mainly blacks, that we should love our oppressors, man. That we should love our oppressors. That we should love the same people who put us in slavery for 400 years. Which makes no sense at all, man. Ask yourself that question, man. Why would somebody who loves black people tell the same people to go join hands at the same people who hang them from trees, who set them on fire, who murdered their ancestors, who told black people that they can't sit on the front of the bus, that you got to sit on the back of the bus? If he loved you, why would he tell you to do that, man?
Right.
Ask yourself that question. And that's the problem with the Christian church. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wants to hold the Christian church or their leaders accountable for anything, man. Nobody wants to, man. You know what I'm saying? The only thing everybody wants to do is, just speak peace and love and prosperity and, everything's going to be all right. That's what everybody wants to do. You know what I'm saying? That's what they want to do, man. And that's what and that's what your Christian church does, man. Teaches you how to be weak and pathetic and how to be a victim to your enemies, man.
Right.
How to be how to be vulnerable. That's the only thing we learned from Martin Luther King, man. How to be vulnerable, man. Because what else did we learn from Martin Luther King? What did we learn from Martin Luther King, man? You know what I'm saying? What did we learn from Martin Luther King with his movement? What did he teach blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians with his movement? Ain't got no comments in the session.
I'm not sure. I don't see nothing.
Yeah, cut. Anybody in the comment section, what did we learn from Martin Luther King's movement, man? What did he teach us? Man, you can answer too, Shayala, if you want to. Come on, you got it out.
We learn how to be liars, how to love the oppressor, how to die.
Damn right.
How to turn our back on our own brothers and sisters and not give a damn. So like, excuse my language. We learned a lot of things that wasn't up under the tutelage or commanded General Hana, nor what the Lord and Yahweh Shai also said.
Damn right. Damn right. Give him a hand. He's right. Martin Luther King taught us nothing that had to do with the Bible, man. Taught us how to be a bunch of liars, man. You know what I'm saying? If you could, out the first scripture we're going to be Deuteronomy chapter 13, verse 1.
Okay.
Man. Squeeze. We're going to let you know how the Most High was against Martin Luther King, man. We know the Christian church, they idolize Martin Luther King. And that's what you have to understand. One thing about America is, if America pushes a so-called black leader or black politician, if they put them on a pedestal as if a role model on how to be a good black American citizen, just know that they're not the true role model you're supposed to be following, man.
Right.
Like, you see, white America loves Martin Luther King. They love him. They always speak, we need to be peace like Martin Luther King. We need to do the things that Martin Luther King did. We need to be like Martin Luther King. That's what they tell black people to do. But on January the 6th, they stormed the Capitol, and they called those people patriots because they fought for what they believed in. They believe that they're fighting for their freedom. But what we get told in the black community is, we need to be peaceful. We need to be like Martin Luther King with his peaceful movement. How come y'all didn't tell them that down there at the Capitol in January the 6th? Why you didn't tell them that they need to be more peaceful? They should look at Dr. Martin Luther King's outline on life and how to get things resolved. Why y'all didn't tell them that? Because they know they don't believe in that.
Right.
Why do you think when Kyle Rittenhouse went and killed those two oppressors that he got uplifted and put on a high scale? Why do you think Kyle Rittenhouse is an idol right now towards the white community? Because they don't believe in that peace bullcrap either. They don't believe in Martin Luther King's movement, man. They know that's trash. You got it out.
And it's heavy that you say that because my 2 slaves ago, I had an Isupk brother that literally came straight from Mexico and could not speak a lick of English. And he said in English, he said, if that was you or that was me, they would have killed us. But they allowed them to do whatever. And that clearly shows you can give to your people.
Right.
You don't have to rape, rob, and murder.
Right, damn
All
right.
that pain that you go through, you can give it to your people and build your own nation.
Damn right.
Stop giving that to them.
Damn right. Damn right. That brother's right. And Shayala's right. You know what I'm saying? We give the oppressor our love, and we give each other the hatred. You know, you got to hate your brother if you sell him drugs, man. You got to hate your sister if you sell her drugs. You don't love your people if you're robbing them or, you know, you gang banging against each other. You don't love each other, man.
Right.
That's not love. We speak to brothers that used to be in the hood that's now in the truth. And a lot of us, all of us, we regret that lifestyle we lived when we was in the world, man. We regret gang banging and selling drugs and pimping out our sisters. We regret that whole type of lifestyle, man. Because we understand that we were not helping our people, man. And the sad thing is about Martin Luther King and the Christian leaders, they don't understand that they're not helping our people either, man.
Right.
They don't get it. They think because they come into church and speak nice to you and give you their own outlook on the Bible and their life, that everything's okay. You think that pastor up there, he might give you a couple of scriptures. Yeah, the scriptures are meant to uplift the children of Israel. That's why we have this what's the word I'm looking for? We have this zeal. Like the scripture says, we have a zeal of the Lord, but not to knowledge. I'm just paraphrasing. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have the zeal. We know the Bible is real. That's why when you read the scriptures, it does something to you. But we don't understand we're getting lied to at the same time by our Christian pastors, man.
Right.
Like Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King told us a bunch of lies, man. And if you have anything with what the Isupk is saying about Martin Luther King, come talk to us about it and let us know what Martin Luther King did. What did he do that truly helped the black community, man? What did he do? What did he do that was so helpful for the black community? And please don't tell us that he helped us get better jobs. Please don't tell us he helped us join hand in hand with the so-called Caucasian man. Because that has been the downfall of the black community.
Right.
That has been the downfall of the black community. You can get there whenever you're ready to,
Deuteronomy 13:1. If there arise amongst you a prophet, or a dreamer of dreams.
Or what?
Dreamer of dreams.
What was Martin Luther King?
A dreamer of dreams.
Go ahead.
And giveth thee a sign or a wonder.
Give you what?
A sign or a wonder.
What is the definition of wonder? I can get it for time's sakes if you need me to. I got it right here. But the definition of wonder is a feeling or surprise mingled with admiration. And what does the word admiration mean? It means respect and approval by something unfamiliar. So Martin Luther King gave people a wonder, a sign or a wonder. And it was a feeling of something that was unfamiliar. That's what Martin Luther King gave black people. Because guess what? Us joining hands in hands with our oppressors was something that was unfamiliar.
Right.
Because before he did that, we were not trying to join hands with our oppressors. We were not trying to sit at their tables and eat with them, man. Why do you think we had restaurants that said black onlys? Why do you think they had restaurants that said whites only?
Right.
Because they made it like that. And don't ever let anybody ever tell you that you are a racist. If you black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, don't ever let some oppressor or even your own people tell you that you are racist.
Right.
It's no way in the world that you could be racist, because we have never done the things that these oppressors have ever done us. What the so-called Caucasian race has done to black, Latinos, and Native Indians, we have never done that to them. And let alone, we don't even have the financial wealth to oppress anybody. We hire Caucasian people. When we need a lawyer, who do we go to? We hire Caucasian lawyers. When we need somebody to come fix the electricity,
Right.
we hire Caucasian electricians. Guess why? Because Martin Luther King helped us get rid of all the black businesses that we had. At one point in time, we had a bunch of black lawyers. We had a bunch of black electricians. We had a bunch of black doctors and black dentists. But your leader, Martin Luther King, told us we need to join hand in hand with the so-called Caucasian man. You can read that from the top again, huh?
Deuteronomy 13:1. If there arise among you a prophet, or a dreamer of dreams.
Or what?
Dreamer of dreams.
And Martin Luther King was a what?
Dreamer of dreams.
Go ahead.
And giveth thee a sign or wonder.
And that wonder, man, you got to think about that, man. When you do the definition of wonder, it literally says a feeling of surprise mingled with admiration. And the word admiration means something unfamiliar. It's something that's unfamiliar. Think about it. A feeling or surprise of something unfamiliar. You got it up.
I could feel the spirit, just, you know what I'm saying, when I came out the world once upon a time. Just the way you breaking these precepts down, I can hear a Christian, I can feel the spirit right now saying, oh, you're looking into it too much. You're doing too much. That ain't what it means, this and that. But sometimes you got to go deeper in depth, because everything's not going to be shallow. You have to have an understanding of certain things.
Damn right. Your church will never read this, and what Ashaya Allah he's saying is so heavy. You only when you come into the Isupk, that's how you're taught to look at things. You're not just going to look at things on the surface. You're going to dig deep. And that's why they hate the Isupk, because we dig deep. We move the blankets off of the eyes of our people, man, so we can see what's truly going on out here, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And this Christian church, the only thing they're doing is helping you to cover your eyes, man. Helping you to be blinded and be vulnerable to these oppressors, man. You think about that situation with that sister, man, with that devil who killed the brother, I can't think of his name, the Levite brother, and the sister who was the judge came down and brushed the hair of the Edomite lady who killed the brother, man. You have never seen a judge come down and hug a black man for committing a crime. Never.
Right.
Never. I'm talking about, you got young brothers, 14 and 15, getting charged as adults. Literally children who have been misled and been misguided due to us following MLK in the Christian church.
Right.
You have never seen a judge step down and say, listen, young man, I know you made a mistake in life, man, but I care about you. And give him a hug. But you had that sister who was a judge who went up to that former police officer who went inside of the brother's house and shot him on the couch while he was eating ice cream. Shot him on the couch while he was eating ice cream and killed him. And she stepped down from that judge seat and came down and hugged that and brushed her hair, man. But that's the result of MLK, man. And us being taught how to love everybody else but ourselves, man. You can go ahead, up.
Verse 2.
Come.
Verse 2. And the signs or the wonder come to pass.
And the what?
Signs or wonder come to pass.
And that wonder comes to pass. That wonder, that feeling or surprise that something unfamiliar comes to pass. MLK's wonders, MLK's, what he wondered, man, it happened. It happened. Blacks and whites did join hand in hand with each other. And we all sat at the same table with the same people that oppressed us. And what happened when we did that, man? What happened when blacks did sit down with the same people who oppressed us, man? What happened when we did that? When we listened to Martin Luther King, man, and his sign of wonder came to pass, and we did sit down at the table with our oppressors. What happened to the black community, man? If you want to know what happened, go look outside in your ghettos, man.
Right.
Turn on your TV and look at the videos of your sisters twerking on the pole. Go look up the murder rate in Chicago. Go look at the abortion rate of so-called African American females, man. That's what happened when Martin Luther King's sign and his wonder came to pass, man. It destroyed us, man. Because what did he say? I have a dream that one day white people and black people will sit down and at the same table with the slave master and the slave. Just paraphrasing. Like he said this, man. And we sat down at the same table. You got it out.
And that wasn't even his speech.
He stole
Somebody
it.
wrote that for him.
That nigga that nigga stole that.
Like, at his finest.
Oh, a lot of y'all Christians didn't know. That speech like Shayala was saying, that speech Martin Luther King spoke, he did not write that. He stole it from another Christian pastor. Stole that speech. And y'all loved Martin Luther King. Dr. Martin Luther King. And he wasn't even a doctor. Who Martin Luther King operated on? What surgery did Martin Luther King do? What hospital he worked at? Martin Luther King is no different than all these other people. Your doctors, Dr. this, Dr. that, Dr. Reggie. Who else a doctor in the black community?
Umar Johnson.
Dr. Umar Johnson. Does he do surgery on people?
I don't know what he doing.
All these doctors, you got niggas coming straight from the hood. Yeah, I'm doctor. It just sounds good. Ain't nobody got a doctor's doctrine. They didn't make Martin Luther King a doctor until he died. Like they waited till he died because they knew, listen, if we get this to him now, he gonna go do surgery, and you gonna come out white. Martin Luther King gonna make everybody white. You got it out.
He was surgical with the Edomite women. That's one thing I will say.
Martin Luther King said, tonight I'm effing you, and I ain't no N-word tonight. Or was it he said I'm an N-word tonight? He said something. You don't know Martin Luther King was having sex with white prostitutes, and the FBI had it recorded.
Good night.
They had it recorded. Matter of fact, they trying to drop a movie this year about it to bring out all the dirty secrets of Martin Luther King. And you Christians are going to hate it because y'all idolize this man.
Right.
And you're going to learn something about him, what we learned about these Christian pastors.
Right.
They ain't no different. You got it all. You can read it from the top again.
First one.
2.
Deuteronomy 13:2. And the sign or the wonder come to pass, whereof he spake unto thee, saying, Let us go after other gods.
Let us what?
Go after other gods.
And that's what he told us to do. When he told you to sit down with your oppressor and join hands with them, you started to treat them like they were gods, man. You started to treat them like gods. And we were already worshiping Shar Ban Yahawadah, which helped made it worse. You started to idolize all of these people like gods. How do you think the Christian church looks at Donald Trump? Think about all those black mega million church black pastors who went and sat at the table with Donald Trump. How do you think they look at Donald Trump? They look at him as if he's a god.
Right.
How do you think they look at Joel Osteen? Joel Osteen is Christ in the eyes of a lot of these Christian pastors, these black Christian pastors. How do you think they look at these rich devils who rule over us, man? They look at them as if they're gods, and they've taught us to go after these people, man. Why do you think the black community is so destroyed and everybody wants to be rich? Everybody wants money.
Right.
Everybody wants to have the nice mansion because they've taught us how to worship our oppressors as if they are gods, man. Right. And that's what we do now, man. Why do you think everybody wants to be rich? Why do you think sisters are out here making their hair blonde? Why do you think you see sisters with a picture, like, you better be cautious. You walk in the, if you're talking to a sister and you see a Marilyn, what's her name? Marilyn Monroe picture in her house. Ooh. Ooh, she idolizes a whore.
Right.
Because our people have started to go after other guys, man. Go ahead, you got it up?
Which thou has not known.
Which what?
Which thou has not known.
We have not known none of these other guys, man. Shar Ban Yahawadah, Christ. We didn't know Christ as being the so-called oppressor.
Right.
But that's who we worship, man. And that's who we have started to go after, man. And we never knew him. What happens when you don't know somebody but you start to go after them? Think about it. That's like a sister, right? You got a sister, she likes a dude, but she's going after this man. But she don't even know this man. And she gets that man. And she starts to act surprised when she starts to learn his true character. He might be a child molester, might be a rapist,
right,
might be a woman beater. You act surprised. But you shouldn't be surprised because you never knew him.
Damn right.
You never knew him. And it's no different than now. You worship Shar Ban Yahawadah. You think Christ is a so-called Caucasian man, and you worship him and his people as if they're your gods, and you act surprised when they turn their back on you. You act surprised when they shoot you down in the streets. You act surprised when you get a charge and you don't get a fair trial. It's because we never have knew these people, man. And look at the results now, man. And MLK, man, he didn't, come on, man. Had us worshiping these people, and these people hated us, man.
Right.
Like, Martin Luther King was doing all this in what year? Let me see. I got it right here on my phone. This was 1955, man. 1956 when Martin Luther King started to do all this, man. Because you remember the Montgomery bus boycott. All of that happened in 55 and 56. Think about what was going on in the South in the 50s.
Right.
Woo. The 50s in the South. The 40s in the South. The 30s in the South. You think about 30 years before the Montgomery bus boycott. 1920. 1930. You think about those years and what life was like to be in the South as a black man. To be in Mississippi, Alabama, South Carolina, Georgia, Florida, Louisiana. Think about how life was for you in the early 1900s up to the 50s. And then you got some coon sellout who come tell you to join hands with the same people who oppress you.
Right.
It's like, hello?
This call is for Jermaine Young. This is Jermaine Young. Please press 1 now.
It's like, Mr. Wild Dog. Yeah, who's speaking? It's like we good. All right, Con. You think about how life was in the 50s, man. Like my granddaddy was 60, 65 when he passed away, man. 65 years old. And my granddad was born maybe in the 40s, man. Maybe in the 40s. My mother was born in 67. I think my granddaddy was born either in the 40s or the 30s. It was one of them. I can't remember. And my great grandmother, man, my great grandmother died at 93. And she told us horrific stories about being down here in the South, man. Told us about our great great grandmother Fish. They called her Fish because she swam all the way from the Savannah River all the way up here, man. They called her Fish. She was a Gadite. But my father's a Judite, but my great great grandmother was a Gadite who knew the land. And they called her Fish. And she talked about how hard it was, how they picked cotton, how my granddaddy picked cotton. How my granddaddy picked cotton. So they picked cotton, all type of abuse. And my grandmother told me and my brother, she said, let me tell y'all something. She said, the police don't mean y'all no good. Because she understood the whole, and when she said police, she didn't just mean the police. She was just talking about that whole governing body when it comes to the government and their system. Because that's what they called them. They called them the man, or they called them the police back then. And she said the police don't mean none of y'all no good. You got it out.
In both of them terms, I'm taking it as a nigga. It's wicked. Both of them. I don't see no positive in neither one of them.
Neither one of them. And you want? We got any comments or anything?
I'm still on the same. I think I'm on the wall.
Let me see. Just hit that top one. Cut. Yeah.
All right. We got Officer Kazak Shafar. He said Romans 10:2. For I bear them record that they have a zeal of God, but not according to knowledge.
Right, that's it. That's from earlier. You know what I'm saying? That's what our people have, but the Christian church has misguided us and misled us, man.
All right. Also, we got Kazak Shapar saying Amber Geiger, the one that shot the brother, eating the ice cream. We got Kazak Shapar also said Dr. Ben, Dr. Orgy Mike.
Now, Dr. Ben Carson is actually a real doctor. He's a real doctor. He's Uncle Ben, but he's a doctor.
And his last one is Hanging Cross Burn.
Say that again.
Hanging Cross Burn.
Cross burning in your yard. I remember. This is in Greenville, South Carolina. A brother that I grew up with. He's like my brother. He's in the world, but I've been raised with this man as my brother. As a young kid, like his dad is like a father figure to me, and I remember him telling us about the story when these oppressors came to their house and burned a cross in their yard, and this is in the early 90s. Came and burned a cross in their yard, man. Think about that. Didn't they burn the cross by Martin Luther King's yard too? They burned the Christ in his yard, but he telling you to love these people. That same cross you wear around your neck, back in the day when you seen that thing in your yard on fire, it usually meant it was all over with.
Right.
And this the Ku Klux Klan. These are Christians also. But you want us to join hand in hand with these oppressors, man.
Right.
Boy, burn a cross in your yard, man. It's over. It was a story out of North Carolina. It's an older story. I remember. I can't think. I gotta see. Can I find it? But it's a very sad story. And the young brother was just giving a recall of what happened to him when he was a child. He said, these oppressors set the cross on fire in their yard, then set the house on fire. He said his dad came outside, shot his dad down dead in front of them. Ku Klux Klan. He said when the mama them tried to run out, shot his mama down dead. And the rest is him and his little sister, something like that. They ran into the field and ran and hid. When they came back, the sunlight had their mom and dad body hanging, man. Matter of fact, it was a movie. I think it was Billie Holiday when she did her movie. How she went to go use the bathroom somewhere. They had stopped on the side of the road. She went to use the bathroom, seen the cross burning, the house on fire. Went to the back of the house because she seen the smoke. And seen the sister hanging in the backyard. You think about that when Martin Luther King tell you to love your oppressors, man. You think about how you being a man, you got your wife and your kids. You think about that. You got your wife and your kids, and these oppressors would come and hang your damn wife. Would hang your wife, man. Would kill your husband, sis. Would shoot your husband dead and cut his genitals off and hang him and leave his body for you and your kids to have to see. And Martin Luther King want us to love these people? You got it, Art.
I'm through water, sir. One thing I will say, you got a lot of Negroes that will say they love Martin Luther King because he was a revolutionary. But then you got a lot of Negroes that also say that the Bible is real, or I lean on the Bible. But they never want to put the two together and understand that them two coming together is completely separate.
Damn
Somebody's
right.
a lie.
Somebody a lot.
How can you believe both? Martin Luther King died a horrific death. You see everything that he went through. He died for this reason. But then you look into the scripture, and they clearly say, I don't believe in the scripture, but you believe in a false idol. Let me say it like that.
Damn right. And it's sad. Because that's the problem. Our people believe in Martin Luther King, man. They don't believe in the Bible. That's why they love pastors so much. They don't believe in the Bible, man. You know what I'm saying? Can we read verse 2 again now, if we could?
Deuteronomy 13:2. And the sign or the wonder come to pass, whereof he spake unto thee, saying, Let us go after their gods, which thou hast not known, and let us serve them.
Damn right. And we have served these other gods, man. In 2022, blacks, Hispanics are still serving another God. And all of our leaders have taught us how to serve these other guys. And who do you think MLK wanted us to serve, man?
Right.
You think he wanted us to serve the nigga God of the Bible? Or do he think he wanted us to serve our oppressors? Why do you think all of his movements were non-violent? He was setting you up to be a good slave. Master slap you. Hit me right here too, Master. Slap you again. Hit me right here, Master. Punch in your damn nose. When he can't beat you no more, he just gonna kill you. You got it out.
Meanwhile, our Father, the Lord Yahweh, is a man of war.
He's a what?
Man of war.
Shy, I ought to give him a hand. The Lord is a man of war. You ain't just gonna like. And they love to pull that scripture when Christ had got crucified, and when Peter cut the ear out the centurion, and they say you gotta be like Christ. Christ didn't fight, but do you know what Christ said? Christ said, if this was my kingdom, my men would fight. I'm just paraphrasing.
Right.
Even Christ believed. Why do you think Christ came into the temple and beat those people out of the temple, man? He was getting them the hell out of the temple.
Right.
Christ knew he had a job to do. He didn't want to do it, but he did it. You can never compare Christ to Martin Luther King. Christ loved his people and he died for his people.
Right.
Martin Luther King loved himself and he died trying to get us to love the oppressor. Who do you think killed Martin Luther King? Who do you think shot Martin Luther King from that balcony? I'll wait. I think y'all know who shot Martin Luther King from that balcony. I think y'all know. I think the Christian church knows too. That's what I love to ask the Christian church. Who do you think killed Martin Luther King? And you know they're going to be like, well, we don't know. Come. You got your something to it? Come. You ask yourself that. Who do you think killed Martin Luther King? You think it was JoJo from the hood? Huh? You think it was Lil Rico? You think it was Rico who killed Martin Luther King? You know he got shot by a sniper. Martin Luther King got assassinated.
Right.
We all know oppressor killed Martin Luther King, man. That's why he got away with it. Look at those brothers who killed Malcolm X. Did they get away with it? No, they got locked up. When they killed JFK, the person that killed JFK, who killed him? Who sniped JFK? They say they got the president. It was an oppressor, man.
Right.
Who you think killed Martin Luther King, man? I guarantee you, I bet my bottom dollar an oppressor killed Martin Luther King. Blew his, I don't even think he got shot. I think he got shot. I forgot where he got shot at. I think he got shot in the neck or something like that. It was one of them. I seen the picture of him in the casket, and his whole neck was swollen.
But word is, as far as him getting shot, he necessarily didn't die behind the shot.
Yeah, they didn't die from the shot. They say he actually could have lived.
And when he was in hospital bed, they spit in his face. I forgot what quote they put at him, and then smothered him with a pillow.
That's what I heard too. I don't want to be a conspiracy theory, but that's what I heard. I heard they smuggled him with a pillow. Man, I guarantee the people that did it was some Caucasians too. Spit in his face. That's what loving your oppressor gets you, man. That's what happens, man. You know what I'm saying? You can do number 3 too also, all right?
Deuteronomy 13:3. Thou shalt not hearken unto the words of that prophet.
We should not what?
Hearken unto the words of that prophet.
You're not supposed to listen to the words of that prophet. Go ahead.
Or the dreamer of dreams.
Or that what?
Dreamer of dreams.
You're not supposed to listen to that dreamer of dreams, man. If he's teaching you how to go and serve other people, man, and the things that he wants you to do, you're not supposed to listen to him, man. That's why you hate the UPK, because we tell you the truth.
Right.
We're going to tell you, you're not supposed to be listening to Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King got his whole movement of nonviolence from Mahatma Gandhi. From a filthy heathen, this disgusting anorexic, I'm going to fast longer than everybody on the planet, heathen, who hated black people. Mahatma Gandhi was a racist. He didn't like black people either. Mahatma Gandhi was fighting for his people. He got cropped upside the head and everything. But this is the difference between Mahatma Gandhi and Martin Luther King. Gandhi was trying to get his people away from the British.
Right.
Martin Luther King was trying to join you to these devils, man. Big difference. Mahatma Gandhi was fighting for his people, telling his people, we got to stick together. But Martin Luther King was telling us to be nonviolent and to join hand in hand with the people.
Right.
Good night. Got all of our people clocked upside the head, man. Dogs sicked on you. Water hoses sprayed on you. I'm talking about the water hose so strong it would hit you and the skin would come off your flesh, man. Dog and the people, you don't understand, when they did that march over the bridge, right? And I think it was in Alabama. All of those people that went across the bridge, they weren't even adults. The age of those people were for like 7 years old to 18. Because Martin Luther King went to the church and tried to get the adults. And all the adults said, this is stupid. All the adults was like, we are not doing this. So Martin Luther King scooped a little low. Went and got the kids. And put the damn kids on the front line. Go look at those videos and see who those people were that were getting sprayed with the water hose. Those were not adults. Those were kids, man.
Right.
And teenagers. You had little kids out there. I'm talking about ages 9, 10, up to 17, 18, getting sprayed by water hoses and sick by dogs, man. And what was Martin Luther King? Did he get bit by a dog? Was he out there? Did he get sprayed by the water hose? Was he on the front line? When they started letting the dogs loose, I guarantee Martin Luther King said, well, y'all, it's time to go. I have a dream that I didn't get bit by the dog. and got y'all bit by dogs, man.
Right.
So he could push his movement. A coward's move. Here in the Isupk, we don't put our children on the front line,
Right.
our women on the front line. We
Right.
go on the front line. The men here go on the front line and are willing to die about it too, man.
Right.
But we ain't trying to die and lose our life so we can join hand in hand with our oppressors. We gonna lose our life so our people can wake up and come back together and be a nation, man. So the nation of Israel can be again.
Right.
Not so we can go sit at Denny's. You think I'm about to lose my life so you can go sit at Ruth Chris? So you can give your money to Bath and Body Works, sis?
Right.
Like, we at the point now where it's got so bad where we don't even have any more black businesses, man. You know what I'm saying? We don't even have any more black businesses, man. I'm gonna give you a number, all right? Okay, let me give you the number, right? This is the number of how many black businesses that we have in America to today. We have 124,551 small black businesses in America. You got it up.
Can I get that number again?
It's 124,000.
Okay.
Take your time, Mark.
What?
Look, you're going to have to do some math on this one right here. $124,000. All right. And out of all of those black businesses, right, 124,551. Like when you do the multiplication on this, you probably ain't gonna even be able to do it because this is gonna be crazy, right? Out of all of those black businesses, we have 35,547 being healthcare and social assistance jobs, businesses. But guess what's the number of all the small businesses in America? Anybody want to take? I really want to know. Everybody take a guess. How many small black businesses are here in America? They're not small black businesses. Well, it's 124,551 small black businesses. But what's the number that you can imagine of all the small businesses in America? Throw a number out there, Shayala. Throw a number.
I get 445,000.
444,000.
45,000.
Okay, Shayala said 445,000 small businesses in America. This is gonna blow your mind. There is 31.7 million small businesses in America. There are 31.7 million small businesses in America, and out of all of those businesses, there are only 124,551 black businesses. Thanks, Martin. That's disgusting. That's the result of us listening to Dr. Martin Luther King. Listen to me well. There are 31.7 million small businesses in America right now. And out of all of those businesses, there are only 124,551 small black businesses out of all of those. That's not even a comparison. That's nothing. That ain't even a crumb. That's nothing. And what you gonna tell me that Martin Luther King's dream was right? You think about how life was. We didn't have a lot of money back then, right? But we had our own businesses. We had tons of black businesses, black restaurants, black gas stations. We had the Negro League sports entertainments. We had Negro League baseball, Negro League basketball, Negro League football. Now, who do you think all your black NFL players playing football for right now? Is it the Negro League or is it the National Football League?
Right.
Is it the Negro League or is it the National Basketball Association? You got it up.
And that's heavy that you're saying that you're talking about sports. Because today and age, if Martin Luther King was still living, Martin Luther King would do anything in his power to take away from Deion Sanders' football team or college, whatever he got going on.
Martin Luther King would speak against Deion. Say he'll go down there and talk to Deion. Deion, you gotta love everybody, Deion. Let those black football players go play for Clemson. I salute Deion Sanders. Because what Deion Sanders is doing is going to cause a snowball effect.
Right.
And it is a glorious snowball effect. Because now he's starting to recruit a lot of black players. And like Captain Kahan said they was on one of those black universities. And he told one of the guys, they told one of the gentlemen out there that you need to let the UPK be on campus.
Right.
Let us have a division. Because when we're here, we're going to talk to the brothers and let them know what's going on. Like, yeah, you should be here.
Right.
Like when y'all had the recruits and you trying to get people to come to your college, send the UPK.
Right.
Send us. Have us out there too. We know Caucasians ain't going to like it. We know the press are going to be like, oh, y'all a racist school. Send us. Because we're going to bring more black bodies in there. We're going to bring more Latino bodies in there. More Native Indian bodies into that school, man. And we're going to build your school up. Ain't nobody going to be watching Clemson and Alabama.
Right.
Alabama down there, they got one of the best football teams in America.
Damn, right.
And who do you think predominantly all their players are, man? Black people. And think about all the racism that happened in Alabama. Got any comments? Anything got?
Kazakh Shapar said 50 mil.
50 mil what?
As far as the black businesses.
He said,
hold on, Salaki. The businesses in the United States, Salaki. Shar said not even $500,000. You know, we got the sister Tamara, camp leader. You know, real checking in.
On sign Christ.
Shar also said like Jay-Z did Kaepernick. I'm unsure about that story. But
Listen, Shar, what you said is so heavy. Jay-Z is a freaking coon too. I don't care if he's the GOAT of rapping. Jay-Z is a coon to the max. Kaepernick stood on something. Kaepernick risked it all. Jeopardized his job, his livelihood. I'm talking about you had devils out there burning Kaepernick's jersey. Because he said, I'm a kneel for black men getting killed in the streets. He didn't say I'm going to pick up arms. He didn't say I'm going to go riot at the Capitol building on January the 6th. Kaepernick didn't say that. Kaepernick didn't say, black people, we're going to go to the Capitol building and riot on January the 6th. He didn't say that. He said, I'm simply going to take a knee during the national anthem. And guess what? A Marine told him to do that. A Marine said, hey, Kaepernick, don't sit down. That's disrespectful. Just take a knee. A Marine told him that. And when Kaepernick took the knee, you devils looked at him as if he was the worst man on the face of this planet. Because he took a knee because his people were getting killed in the streets. Let me ask you this. What would these oppressors do if they were getting killed in the streets? You think they gonna take a knee? You got it, Shai Allen.
You know the oppressors, they gonna come out there and kill something. For every one we take, they trying to take 100 of us.
Have y'all ever heard of the Civil War? The Revolutionary War?
Right.
What do you think that was about? That was when people were trying to oppress them and take their rights. They went to war. Kaepernick seeing his people getting killed in the streets, and he took a knee. He took a knee. And his jersey got burnt.
Right.
He got fired. You see how they did AB? What's the brother? What's his name? His last name, Antonio Brown.
Antonio Brown.
You see how they did him? They tried to label him crazy because he didn't want to play because he was injured. You got it up.
One thing I will say about Kaepernick, for that brother to do something that was so quiet, it was so loud. Everybody else, when it comes to these other nations, they gonna make it loud. They gonna bring it to the forefront. They gonna kill. They gonna rape, rob, slaughter, whatever they want to do.
Right.
But Kaepernick, all he did was take a knee, and they could not deal with it because of the simple fact that he refused to go back in that Stockholm syndrome. You know, refused to abide by their laws or the way he feel when he know it's wrong.
Damn right. Kaepernick said, listen, I'm going to let y'all know that I stand for my people. I'm with my people.
Right.
And that's what y'all don't understand. Martin Luther King, his movement only didn't affect us. It also affected these oppressors. Because now these oppressors expect us to be like Martin Luther King.
Right.
They expect us just to put up with anything. Like, oh, listen here, N-word. Martin Luther King, you shouldn't do it. If your enemy hit you, turn the other cheek. That's what they expect from us. So when you do things like what Kaepernick did, they hate you. But when you do things like what General Yahawadah has taught us to do in the Isupk, they want to kill you.
Right.
I love this job.
Right.
Brothers here in the Isupk, we love this job. And if you're a sister and you have a man that is a priest and prophet in the Isupk, hug that man tight.
Right.
Because our lives are on the line. They hate us. They want us dead. Because we go against that coon movement of Martin Luther King.
Right.
Against that coon move of Jay-Z. I don't give a damn how much money he has. What he did was disgusting, man. Kaepernick was standing for his people being shot, and you go in there and speak to the owner of the NFL to try to patch things up. Hey, listen, man, Massa, listen, Massa, how can we make this right? That's what Jay-Z went in there and started tap dancing. That's what he did. He oiled up his shoes and he started tap dancing. Your money doesn't make you a man. Your money doesn't make you a leader of the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian community, man. The Lord chooses us, man.
Right.
That's why General Yahawadah is the leader over the whole nation of Israel right now, man. He's taught us not to compromise, man. Not to be a coward. Not to be a sellout,
Right.
like these rich black folks of Israel.
Right.
And why do you think all your Christian pastors have that same mentality like Martin Luther King? What's his name? T.D. Jakes?
T.D. Jakes.
Black people love T.D. Jakes, and white people love T.D. Jakes. He's so peaceful. He's so nice. He got the bald head. T.D. Jakes wasn't hurt a fly. But behind closed doors,
He getting hurt.
ugh. Eddie Long was the one who was behind closed doors, getting hurt and doing the hurting. If you catch my drift, say like Yikes. It's like it. Let's go to verse 3 again.
Deuteronomy 13:3. Thou shalt not hearken unto the word of that prophet, or the dreamer of dreams.
The Most High said we should not hearken. We should not hear what the hell these people who the dreamer of dreams got to say. Like, why do you think? Oh my goodness, man! I wish I could show you how many people went down there with Martin Luther King when he went to the White House. It was filled with black bodies. You remember when they showed Martin Luther King? He down there. When he did his "I Have a Dream" speech. You should see how many black people was out there. It was phenomenal. It was a mass number of black people out there. Not only blacks now, but Latino and Native Indians was with Martin Luther King. They don't tell you that part either.
Right.
They were there too. And they don't tell you this either. A lot of those people that came up there with Martin Luther King, they wasn't even from D.C. They was from Mississippi, Alabama, and South Carolina. And guess what happened when they got up there? They didn't have money to get back home.
Good night.
And they end up living in D.C. End up living in D.C. because a lot of them didn't have the money to go back home. Because they went up there and they believed in Martin Luther King's "I Have a Dream" speech. You gotta remember, there weren't a lot of black people living in D.C. back then like that. But Martin Luther King had that "I Have a Dream" speech. Our people flocked up there. We believed in Martin Luther King. And people end up being stuck. And the scriptures told us, man, you are not supposed to listen to the prophet or dreamer of dreams, man. We weren't supposed to listen to what Martin Luther King was telling us to do. To join hand in hand with the oppressor. Like, God damn, slacking. Did you see the horrible things that they done to us? They make movies about what they did to us. Has anybody seen Django? Did you see Django when they let the dogs loose on the brother and the dogs ate the brother? They did that. What do you think them bloodhounds was doing? You think the bloodhound was just sniffing you out and barking? Them dogs would sniff you out and tear you to pieces, man. That was their entertainment. Their entertainment was watching the dog bite you in your face. Have you ever seen a bloodhound's teeth? A bloodhound. That's the dog's name. Long fangs. Imagine when they let that dog loose on you and it sniffs you out and they get him. You got 6 dogs on one person. You think them dogs were just attacking men? You don't think them dogs were attacking women and children and babies? Yeah, that's the part they don't tell you. They try to keep that out. That's a little too graphic. Them bloodhounds wasn't just attacking men. Them dogs don't know the difference between a man and a woman and a child or a baby. Them dogs would attack all of us. Imagine you trying to run to get away. They call, he a runaway slave. Imagine you with your family trying to run away to get away from the brutalities or oppressors. And y'all get caught by these bloodhounds. You got all your kids with you, your wife with your baby. And you got 7, 8 dogs attacking your whole family. You can't stop all them dogs. And you got to watch the dogs rip your kids to pieces. 2 dogs on your children. 3 dogs on your baby. 2 dogs on your wife. 3 dogs on you. Then they have an oppressor come there. Rip them apart. When they get done ripping your kids and wife apart, they take you back and hang you in front of everybody. That's what happened, man. That's what happened to black Latinos and Native Indians. And you got stupid leaders like MLK, Al Sharpton, T.D. Jakes, who tell us to love the same people who done these things to us, man.
Right.
It is an honor to be here in the ISUPK, man.
Damn right.
It is an honor to serve with these brothers, man.
Right.
It is an honor to go to camp on Saturdays and stand and speak against the same people who done these things to us, man.
Right.
We ain't doing the things y'all done to us. We just speaking against it, and it is an honor, man. It is an honor. And you better think about that, man, when you try to go out here and listen to Martin Luther King, man. His dream, which turned out to be a nightmare for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Any comments, anything got? Kyle, let's go ahead and go. We'll go back to the scriptures.
Verse 3, thou shalt not hearken unto the words of that prophet, or the dreamer of dreams. For the Lord your God proveth you, to know whether ye love the Lord your God with all your heart and
Right.
all your soul.
The Most High is gonna prove to you. He gonna let you know if you love Him. And let me ask you this question: did Martin Luther King love the Lord? Huh? Did Martin love the Lord with all his heart and soul? Or did he love these oppressors, man? Martin Luther King was raised in the Christian church.
Right.
He read the Bible. His father was a pastor. And I'm gonna get you something too. I gotta let you this. You know, a lot of people might not know this, but do you know I think it was Martin Luther King's mother got murdered in the church by a brother who came in the church and said, y'all teaching lies, and didn't see Martin Luther King's daddy, so he shot his mother. Yeah, they don't tell you that either. Let me get that story for you too. Let me get that story for you too.
Brother Shar said good night.
Ooh-wee. Read this if you can.
Shar said they love that Christian garbage.
Ooh, this is horrible though. It's kind of hard because I don't want to tell you who killed his mama though. Ugh, it's kind of bad.
Something on top.
Yikes! It's bad who killed his mama.
Alberta Christine William King, September 13, 1904, June 30th, 1974, was Martin Luther King Jr. mother, married to Martin Luther King Sr. She was shot and killed in the church by Marcus Wayne Chenault at 23 years old, black Hebrew Israelite.
Yikes!
Good.
What year was that?
It's like
1973.
1974.
1974. His mama got murdered in the streets. But of course they're gonna try to label him a black Hebrew Israelite. But know this, he wasn't affiliated with the Isupk.
Right.
Shot MLK's mother dead in the goddamn church. They don't tell you that either. They tell you what the brother said?
Oh. At the age 23 years old, black Hebrew Israelite, 6 years after the assassination of Martin Luther King Jr. I'm not sure where to go.
Let me see. Salaka. Oh man, that's the wob on that.
That's it.
Yeah, they don't. That stuff they don't tell you. Yeah, he was not. He was not a part of the ISUPK at all. You know what I'm saying? They say he shot her because he said the black church leaders as evil and deceptive. Yeah, that's your fake Israelite group crap. But yeah, yeah, Martin Luther King's mother got killed too, man. Some people, that's why I say, man, that's why the ISUPK says we're not affiliated, associated with any other Israelite group. We ain't about to go out here and kill none of you fake leaders. The Lord will kill you. The Lord will kill you. But you better believe this, a lot of you Christian pastors, the Most High is going to take y'all out, man.
Right.
He's tired of y'all.
Right.
Why do you think he got rid of Martin Luther King? Martin Luther King, the Most High already knew Martin Luther King's movement was going to destroy us, man. And it destroyed us. Look at the condition we are in now. Martin Luther King said his speech when? In the 68? I forgot what year it was, but he died in 68. Think about what happened after 68. Prostitution. More drugs. The heroin movement. You know what I'm saying? Like you had when Martin Luther King was when Martin Luther King was around on the scene, heroin was big in the black community, man. Heroin was big.
Right.
After Martin Luther King got executed, guess what? It got worse. Prostitution, pimping. Then the 80s hit. You gotta think about it. Martin Luther King died in 68. Think about that. Crack cocaine hit in the 80s. Maybe like 15 years after Martin Luther King died, crack hit. And who distributed crack and cocaine in the black community? Ronald Reagan and his wife. Crack cocaine wiped out families. Then after crack cocaine, guess what else you had happen? AIDS. Child support. Weed. More prostitution. Look at us now, 2022. We think we're in a good condition right now? Is the black community flourishing right now? You mean to tell me we at a good condition right now? You got it out.
You know, the Lord even said his people gonna perish due to lack of knowledge.
Now you're right. The Lord said that. Why do you think a lot of our people dying right now, man? Martin Luther King at the last minute, you know what he said? He said, I felt like I brought my people into a burning building, man. He said that. Can you read Deuteronomy 13:3 again up?
Come. Deuteronomy 13:3. Thou shalt not hearken unto the words of that prophet, or that dreamer of dreams.
Of that what?
Dreamer of dreams.
Mm-hmm.
For the Lord your God proveth you, to know whether ye love the Lord your God with all your heart and all your soul.
And anybody in the comment section, even you, Shayal, you can answer this question too. How do you love the Lord with all your heart and your soul, man? How do you love the Lord? How do you love the Lord, man? I love to ask this question to Christians. How do you love the Lord? By confessing his name. I don't know what the hell that means. Somebody told me that. I asked the Christian, how do you love the Lord? He said, by confessing the Lord's name. I said, what the hell does that mean? I was lost. I was like, what does that mean? Well, you got to do this. You got to do that. You got to go to church every Sunday. What the hell are you talking about? The Bible tells you what it is. You got it out.
Just follow the law, statutes, and commandments.
That's it.
It's simple.
Go to 1 John chapter 5, verse 3.
Okay.
1 John chapter 5, verse 3. Con, you got it out.
Brother Shar Ban says keep the commandments, and Brother Khan said by keeping his commandments.
Damn right. Both of y'all are right. All three of y'all are right. Let's get the scripture.
Say 1 John chapter
1 John chapter 5, verse 3. All three of you are right. Akaz, you right. Parabathi right. Ashaya Allah, y'all are right. Let's find out if Martin Luther King did what the Lord said. How the Christian saying what the Lord did. Sheesh. Good night.
1 John chapter 5, verse 3. For this is the love of God.
For what?
For this is the love of God.
This is the love of God. Go ahead.
That we keep his commandments.
That we what?
Keep his commandments.
That we keep his commandments. And the Lord's commandments was us not to join hand in hand with these devils, man. Not to be with our oppressors, man. If you could, give me Ecclesiasticus chapter 12, verse 10, man. Martin Luther King did not keep the commandments of the Most High, man. He didn't believe in God, even though he was supposed to be this big pastor in Atlanta, Georgia. He didn't believe in the Most High, man. He told us to join hands with the same people who oppressed us for 400 years. Do you think the Lord would really want us to join Ecclesiasticus 12 and 10? Do you think he would really want us to join hands with the same people who oppressed us? You think the Lord would want you to do that? That is stupid as crap.
Right.
That's like you getting that's like somebody who's been molested by somebody, and you get them and you take them to the molesters like, hey, listen, I want y'all to be friends. They gonna like, what the heck? What? Why I'm gonna be friends with this person? This person hurt me.
Right.
This person destroyed me. Why am I gonna be friends with the same person who destroyed me? And I asked the sister that one time. I asked the sister and the brother. I said, do you think what Martin Luther King did was right? They was like, yeah. And then I asked them, because this is what I've been taught here in the Isupk. I asked them, I said, would you take somebody who's been raped to the same person that raped them and tell them to be friends? And it was like, no, that'd be stupid. I said, well, Martin Luther King told us to be friends with the same people who murdered us and raped us for 400 years.
Right.
And I said, you don't think that's stupid? And they had to think about it. And they couldn't even answer the question. They couldn't even say anything because it had their mind just blown away, because now they actually had to sit back and think about it like, damn, it makes sense. Like Martin Luther King wanted us to be friends with the same people who murdered us, raped and robbed us, man. The same people who put us in captivity. That makes no sense, man. You wouldn't take a woman who's been raped by a man to the man who raped her and say, hey, we want y'all to be friends. You should turn the other cheek. You wouldn't do that to that sister. So why would you do that to your people, man?
Right.
Why would you tell your people to join hand in hand with the same people who hang them from trees? When Martin Luther King was doing his movement, do you think these oppressors really loved us back then? MLK started out in the 50s. You think that, you think black people was on good terms with these oppressors? And this is the worst thing about it. This is the worst thing about dealing with these oppressors. We never did anything to them.
Right.
We didn't do anything. What did black people do to these oppressors to make them hate us so much? I want to know. I want to know from the Christian church also. What did black people do to make these so-called Caucasian people put us in slavery and oppress us and hate us the way that they do? What did we do? And if you say nothing, if you say we did nothing, and you turn around and tell us to love these same people, you are a traitor to your people.
Right.
Because how you going to tell the people who did nothing that they're wrong for hating the people that did something to them? You are a traitor. You are disgusting, man. You're disgusting. You're horrible. We would never tell our people to join hand in hand with the same people who hate. Come on, what? Just because you got a couple now, Martin Luther King's speech might have a couple people now who believe and listen to what he says. It's like, yeah, you know what? Martin Luther King's right. He's a good N-word. He's right. He should love everybody. And you might have a couple that might like you. They might deal with you. They might invite you over for dinner. But they really hate you. We did a story right here in the school in Greenville, South Carolina. We got to come in. Okay, come. We did a story. I'm gonna get you next after this, But we did a story on the sister, man. The sister had 5 kids, right? Single mother, black woman. She was taking their boys to the football team, and she became acquainted with a bunch of Edomite women, so-called oppressive women, Caucasian women. And they all became friends. They became cool. And then one night she went to a sleepover that these people had. And all of a sudden she ended up dead. Let me ask you this. You don't think she believed in Martin Luther King's speech, his dream? She did. And she went over there and she believed everybody was the same. I have a dream that we all can get together. She believed in it. And she went over there and they found her dead. They said that she jumped from a 2-story house and ended up on her face, dead, in the backyard.
Right.
And the police covered the story up. It didn't make the news like that. And they said the evidence was tampered with. But that sister believed in Martin Luther King's speech. And they ended up getting her pushed off a 2-story balcony, man, at a house. At a house party with a bunch of devils who never loved her, who hated her. And this is what she should have understood, and this is what Martin Luther King should have understood, and this is what all your Christian leaders should understand. You got that scripture up?
Ecclesiasticus 12:10. Never trust thy enemy.
Never what?
Trust thy enemy.
Never trust thy enemy. In the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68, the scripture said the children of Israel would be sold unto their enemies for bondman and bondwoman. And the scripture says what?
Never trust thy enemy.
Those people who sold you in slavery, they were your enemies. And the scripture said what?
Never trust thy enemy.
You ain't never supposed to trust them. I don't give a damn how long it's been.
Right.
It's 2022. You ain't supposed to be trusting these people, man. Like, hey, man, you know what, man? Hey, Jimmy cool, man. He kind of down, man. He be in the club dancing with us, man. You know what? I'm going to go over there and chill with him. And then you end up hanging from a tree. You got it up.
With that's my issue with a lot of, the Israel, specifically Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian men. We could clearly look and look at an animal that's raised in the wild and know that's its nature to be wild.
Right.
It don't matter if it's a pit bull or wolf or hippo or lion, panda, whatever. You know it's in their nature to be wild.
Right.
How can you give us to these heathens and expect them not to be in their nature? How can you turn your back on your brother and your sister and knowing damn well they put us through all these atrocities to where you can possibly be killed and say it's okay? It's in their nature. It's just like a dog, just like a lion, just like whatever in the wild. It's in their nature.
Brother, what you said is so heavy. And this is why you need to be in the Isupk. Because this brother understands. Ashaya Allah understands the nature of these people who oppress us. But your Christian pastors and Dr. Martin Luther King,
Right.
Dr. Martin Luther King, they didn't understand the nature of these people who hate us. They didn't get it. They didn't understand that, you know what? Maybe these people hate us. And this is what Martin Luther King also said too. He said, I don't judge people off their color. I judge them off the context of their character. If that's the case, if we judge these people who have oppressed us for 400 years off the context of their character, are we wrong for feeling the way that we feel about them? Are we wrong for saying, you know what? Maybe I should be cautious when I deal with these people. Are we wrong for that? Are we wrong for that? Because if you look at the context of the character of these so-called oppressors here in America, their character is not good. Just like Ashaya Allah said, the nature of these people, man, they're like a bunch of animals, man. It's their nature to want to kill blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. They love it. That has always been the result of us when it comes to our encounter with them. Every time we interact with them, somebody got to get killed. Somebody got to get murdered. And I know y'all like to say, times have changed. Times have changed. If that's the case, how come we're still seeing black, Latino, Native Indian men being murdered? How come we still seeing our people on the border getting put in cages? How come we're still seeing that, man? If times have changed. This is the thing, man. Nothing has changed, man.
Right.
These people are still the same. They're the same people that they always have been, man. And nothing isn't gonna change until Christ comes back, man.
Right.
When Christ comes back, yeah, things are really gonna change. Ain't gonna be no murdering black man in the streets no more. Ain't gonna be no more putting Latino brothers and sisters in cages and separating their family.
Right.
Ain't gonna be no more putting Native Indians on reservations. Ain't gonna be no more Olympic Games in Brazil while the people of Brazil live in ghettos and poverty. Ain't gonna be no more of that, man. Come on, you got it out. You can read that again, huh?
Ecclesiastes 12:10. Never trust thy enemy, for light as iron rusted, so is the wickedness.
Damn right. So is their wickedness, man. It's like iron rusted, man. Even though it's rusted, guess what? It's still iron. So is their wickedness. They ain't changed, man. They did a story, man, where they had, I want to say they had a bunch of our Latino brothers from the tribe of Isupk, from 10 tribes, in modern day slavery, picking fruits and vegetables and raping the women, putting them in slavery. They said they had over a dozen so-called 10 tribe brothers and sisters die because you had these oppressors still putting them in slavery, man. 2020, 2019, 2021. You mean tell me you think these people have changed, man? These people have not changed, man. They hate us with a passion.
Right.
Any comments, anything else? If you could, give me Jeremiah chapter 23, verse 14.
Jeremiah 23:14. I have seen also in the prophets of Jerusalem and horrible things.
Hey, what?
Horrible things.
And the Most High said he's seen also the prophets of Jerusalem, man. Horrible things. Because who does black people consider their priests and prophets now? It ain't the ISUPK. It's your Christian church.
Right.
TD. They, oh my goodness, they just swear TD Jakes is a prophet. I was listening to a class, and after the class got finished, a TD Jakes video popped up, and I was disgusted just listening to it. I said, let me hear what TD Jakes is talking about. And when I heard it, man, it was like my nose wanted to start bleeding just listening to it, because it was so disgusting. I was just like, I had to check my nose. I was like, damn, is my nose bleeding? My ears bleeding? Started coughing. I got a headache. I was just like, damn. He was saying, see, God loves everybody. I was like, damn. I was like, damn. Oh, have you ever seen TD Jakes up there on that stage sweating? Like, when I see him sweat, the first thing comes in my mind is sexual predator. Whenever I see a pastor sweating, I always think about Nate from Set It Off. I'm in the bind, Nate. How Nate was sweating on Jada. Whenever I see a Christian pastor sweating, that's the first thing that comes to my mind is Nate from Set It Off on top of Jada Pinkett. It's like, damn. It's horrible. Turn it off. Take this off my TV screen. Shalak. That's what comes to my mind when I see a Christian pastor sweating on stage. I just think somebody is about to get molested. Because not only does he wipe his head, he wipes his mouth too. He sound like the Cookie Monster. Damn. Yikes. But it's a result of MLK, man. I'm just saying, man. MLK is the result of all your Salakia. Salakia, you can go ahead, Doc.
Jeremiah 23:14. I have seen also in the prophets of Jerusalem a horrible thing. They commit adultery.
They what?
Commit adultery.
What did Martin Luther King do with them white women?
Commit adultery.
Ooh, he said, I ain't no nigga tonight. Damn. What do your Christian pastors do?
Commit adultery.
Ooh, how many Christian pastors you don't see commit adultery in their churches, man? Not only with married women, but with young girls and young boys, man. Go ahead.
And walk in lies.
And what?
Walk in lies.
Martin Luther King had all of y'all marching, and y'all were walking in his lives, man. Y'all were walking in his lives, getting bit by dogs. Like I like. It's hard for me to watch the videos of our people getting mauled by the dogs and sprayed with the water hose, but I try to watch it twice out of a year.
Right.
I try to watch it. And it brings me to tears, man, because that's somebody's grandmother, man. That's somebody's grandfather. And then I think about my own children, imagining if my 9-year-old, my 10-year-old, my 14-year-old, my 15-year-old child out there marching from some coon, some sellout, to get sprayed by a water hose, man.
Right.
Go watch those videos and see how hard our people were getting. The water hose was so strong that it was knocking them to the ground and pushing them back on concrete. Like, these oppressors thought the best thing to keep us back was to hook a water hose to a fire hydrant and spray you with it. You got it up.
The only two things I know you sprayed out with a water hose is a car and a dog.
Is a what?
Car and a dog.
And a fire. Things that are dangerous. Things that can kill people. Man, them kids weren't trying to kill nobody. They were just marching for equal rights, man. They were just marching so maybe my father can get a good job at a factory somewhere. Maybe my mother can finally get treated fairly. We marched back then. It was a system. It was like a little restaurant video where they go around and they eat in different restaurants. The sister owned a hot dog spot in Chicago, and her husband owned it. But this the worst thing about it. Her husband was an East Indian. He was an East Indian. She was a Judite sister. She married him, but that heathen was trying to, act like he was one of us. And they had kids, and those kids are heathens still to this day. And the sister said, Dr. Martin Luther King came in here. He sat down and ate. And she said, we was in here listening to him. We was speaking and everything. And she said, I feel like even today, his movement still isn't, his movement didn't do anything. She said, we did all that marching and everything. And she said, I feel like now the movement didn't work. And the sister was like 80 years old, man. And the sister said, I feel like Martin Luther King's movement didn't work. Because she was looking outside the door of the restaurant, seeing the conditions of black people, man.
Right.
Seeing the result of Martin Luther King's dream, no more black businesses, man. Everything destroyed, everything, our people on drugs. And she was from Chicago. You don't think she sees the murder rate in Chicago and the violence? That sister said, I don't think Martin Luther King's dream, it didn't succeed. It didn't work. She understood it. In her old age, she understood Martin Luther King's dream ended up being a nightmare for black people, man. Ended up being a nightmare for black people. Slack it. You can go ahead and keep reading that up. Read from the top again if you could, Barbara Shah.
Jeremiah 23 and 14. I have seen also in the prophets of Jerusalem and horrible things. They commit adultery and walk in lies. They strengthen also the hands of evildoers.
They do what?
Strengthen also the hands of evildoers.
Who did Martin Luther King strengthen the hands of? Of evildoers, man. The same people who murder you in the street, he strengthened their hands, man. Because when our black businesses failed, guess who got stronger?
Right.
The evildoers, man. Guess who got more power, man? Why do you think in 2022, Dirty Joe gets to say, he got to say in 2021, you're not black if you vote for me, if you don't vote for me. You're not black if you don't vote for me. Why do you think you get to turn on your TV and see black man still? But we just had it this year. The brother that got shot down in North Carolina by the off-duty cop. Because the brother was arguing with his son. The damn devil put the shotgun right there by the door, shot it, and then you see the brother drop right there dead. Because Martin Luther King's dream strengthened the hands of the evildoers, man. What is your hand? Your hand is your power. He strengthened their power, man. You got up.
And Slack, if I could, a lot of our people are so simplistic for the fact that now, today in the society, they say, oh, black people need to support black businesses. Black people don't want to work together. Black people this and that. But they don't understand the fact that the same man that you said that was supposed to be here to save us is the reason why black people don't help each other.
Damn right. Shalahan, he's right. He's right. Martin Luther King is the result of that. He's the result of that. Telling you, hey, we got to all join together. He's the result of us not having black businesses.
Right.
Because when he told you, we were getting our heads cracked open to go sit at all white dining. It's an all white diner. It says it, only whites. Mm-hmm. You marching there with 15 people, go sit at the table. And these white people like, Negro, did you read the sign? You go sit at the diner. You don't even order. You just sitting at the table. Hey, boy, you in the wrong parts. Clock. Clock, clock, clock. Throw you out. You come back the next day. Clock. Clock, clock, clock. Throw him out. A month later. What you want to order? Let me get a cheeseburger. Give him a cheeseburger. $7. Guess what? Next, let me get a cheeseburger. $7. Now that person goes home, he's like, damn. I had 60 black people come to my restaurant today. They spent $7. Maybe I should let them come eat at my restaurant.
Right.
Maybe I should serve them. Matter of fact, I'm spitting their food. I'm still gonna serve it to them. If they keep coming, I'm gonna serve it to them. Guess what happened to the black businesses when that started to happen? Hey, y'all seen Joe them? They don't come in here no more. Yeah, they go up there to so-called Caucasians spot and they eat up there now. They having lunch up there now. Well, they don't come in here, we're gonna have to shut it down. 2 years later, guess what? They had to shut it down. Hey, why they don't come to the black dentist no more? Well, you know, they start letting them come to their all whites dentist now. So they don't come here no more. But if they don't come back, we're gonna have to shut it down. Guess what happened? They shut it down. Why black people don't play in the Negro League no more? Well, the NBA gave them a contract. Well, if they don't come back, we're gonna have to shut it down. And guess what happened? They shut it down. They shut it down. That's the result of Martin Luther King's dream, man. He shut everything down. So, like, anything else on that up?
That none doth return from his wickedness.
Right. Let me get 23 and 16 also.
You want me to finish this? You go to
Nah, that's too wild.
Jeremiah 23 and 16. Thus saith the Lord of hosts.
Let's say who?
The Lord of
This
hosts.
is what the Lord said. Go ahead.
Hearken not unto the words of the prophets, that prophecies unto you. They make you vain. They speak visions of their own heart.
They do what?
Speak visions of their own heart.
Martin Luther King's dream was a vision of his own heart. Black people didn't really want to go sit down at those diners. That was something that he had in his heart. That was a vision that he had in his mind. Why do you think when he went up there and did that speech, what did he say? I have a dream.
Right.
I have a dream. Because that was the vision that was in his mind. And go ahead. You talk.
All right. Jeremiah 23 and 16. Thus said the Lord of hosts, hearken not unto the words of the prophets that speak prophecies unto you, that they make you vain. They speak visions of their own heart.
They do what?
Speak visions of their own heart.
They speak visions of their own mind. That's what Martin Luther King's dream was. It was a vision of his own mind. Go ahead.
And not out of the mouth of the Lord.
And what?
And not out of the mouth of the Lord.
Because the Most High said, man, listen, he don't want you to join hands at the end with your enemy. He said, never trust thy enemy. Never trust thy enemy. But MLK said, guess what? I have a dream that one day the slave and the slave master will be able to sit at the same table.
Right.
You think our ancestors wanted to sit at the table with Massa? Forget that. I want judgment against Massa.
Right.
That's what we want in the UPK. We don't want to hurt you. We don't want to go ahead and set your buildings on fire. We want the Lord to extract judgment on these oppressors
Right.
for what they've done to our people. If you could you get me 25, Art?
25.
Jeremiah chapter 23, verse 25. Salakis.
All right. Jeremiah 23 and 25. I heard what the prophet said, that prophecies lie in my name.
They did what?
Prophecies lie in my name,
Go ahead.
saying, I have dreamed.
I what?
I have dreamed.
I have what?
I have dreamed.
That was a lie in the name of the Most High. Go ahead.
I have dreamed. How long shall this be in the heart of the prophets? And prophecies lie.
That prophesies what?
That prophesies lies.
How long is this going to be in the minds of those prophets who prophesize lies? Martin Luther King's movement was a lie. It was a lie. Because guess what? Has it happened? Are the so-called oppressors still killing us today in 2022? Or have we all came to an agreement to be like, you know what? Let's let bygones be bygones. We're going to treat everybody the same. Has that happened yet? Or are we still being murdered, killed, and shot down in the streets, man?
Right.
The Most High said people like Martin Luther King prophesize lies, man. They prophesize lies, man. With that, man, we're going to go ahead and close out class. Salakia. Alright, ISUPK security announcements. We are the ISUPK, started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and new sister. When a brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They're here to share themselves with the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother and sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sisters will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers 18 through 21. Malachi chapter 3, verse 8 through 10. 8 through 10 means tenth in the Hebrew, Ma'asherah. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the treasury department of teachers. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations is going to be the Feast of Purim, which is the 14th day and the 15th day of the 12th month. It'll be Monday, February the 14th, and it'll also be Tuesday, February the 15th, 2022. You can read about this in the book of Esther, chapter 9, verse 20 through 31. All right? Remind Ike and Ike want to check the bulletin board in the hallway. If anyone wants to be a troop in the school, to start wearing all black boots, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. With that, shalom.